The Keeper of the Broken Lanterns. Part 1. The Valley of Shadows. In a world tucked away behind a curtain of perpetual mist, there sat a village known as Oakhaven. The people of Oakhaven were hard-working, but they were tired. The sun rarely pierced through the gray clouds, and the nights were long and heavy with a darkness that seemed to swallow hope. In this village, light was the most precious currency. Everyone owned a lantern polished and bright, but they only lit them when absolutely necessary, fearing the day their oil would run out. On the very edge of the village lived an old man named Elian. Elian didn't have a grand house or fine clothes. In fact, his coat was a tapestry of patches, and his boots were worn thin from years of walking. But Elian had a peculiar habit that made the villagers whisper. Every evening, as the shadows grew long, Elian would take his small, creaking wooden cart and wander the back alleys and the edges of the dark forest. He wasn't looking for food or firewood. He was looking for what everyone else had thrown away: broken lanterns. Part 2. The Gift of the Discarded. The villagers mocked him. "Elian, why do you fill your home with junk?" They would laugh. "A lantern with a cracked glass is no better than a stone, and a lamp with a rusted wick is just a weight to carry." But Elian would only smile, his eyes reflecting a light that no one else could see. He would bring the broken things home to his small workshop. There, by the glow of a single candle, he would work late into the night. He didn't just fix them, he transformed them. If a lantern had a hole, he would patch it with a piece of colored glass. If the frame was bent, he would shape it into the silhouette of a bird or a star. To Elian, these lanterns were junk. They were stories. He believed that something that had survived being broken had a strength that brand new things could never understand. He spent years filling his shelves with these mended lights, waiting for a moment that he knew deep in his heart would eventually come. Part 3. The Great Storm. That moment arrived on the night of the shattered sky. A storm unlike any other rolled over the mountains. It wasn't just rain and wind, it was a gale of ice and thunder that shook the very foundations of the houses. The wind was so fierce that it whistled through the cracks in the walls, and one by one the perfect lanterns of the villagers began to flicker and die. The oil froze in the lamps, and the glass of the expensive lanterns shattered under the pressure of the cold. Within an hour, Oakhaven was plunged into a darkness so thick you couldn't see your own hand before your face. Panic began to rise. People stumbled in the streets, unable to find their way home. The mayor cried out for a light, but even the strongest torches were extinguished by the howling wind. It was a darkness of the soul, a moment where everyone felt truly alone and utterly defeated. Part 4. The Rising Light. Suddenly, a small, warm glow appeared at the edge of the village. It wasn't a white, piercing light, but a soft, golden amber. Then came a splash of ruby red. Then a shimmer of emerald green. Elian emerged from his workshop, pulling his wooden cart, but the cart was no longer empty. It was filled with his mended lanterns, because these lanterns had been built from broken pieces, because they had been reinforced with Elian's patience and gold thread solder. They did not shatter in the wind. The colored glass threw beautiful patterns against the falling snow, turning the terrifying storm into a dance of light. Elian began to hand them out. He gave a blue lantern to a mother searching for her child. He gave a sturdy, iron-bound lamp to the mayor. One by one, the village began to glow again. But it was different now. The light wasn't cold and uniform. It was a kaleidoscope of colors, each lantern unique, each one a symbol of something that had been broken and made whole again. Part 5. The Lesson of the Flame. When the sun finally rose the next morning, the storm had passed, but Oakhaven was changed forever. The villagers looked at their mended lanterns, and then at Elian. They realized that they had spent their lives trying to keep their lights perfect and hidden, while Elian had spent his life preparing his light to handle the cracks and the wind. The mayor stood before the village and said, "We thought Elian was collecting trash, but he was actually collecting the strength we threw away. We feared the broken parts of our lives, but Elian showed us that the cracks are where the light shines the brightest." Elian lived for many more years, no longer a hermit but a teacher. He taught the children that thinking big doesn't mean having a life without problems. It means having a vision so large that even the broken pieces can be used to build something beautiful. He taught them that your value isn't measured by how perfect you are, but by how much light you can provide when the world goes dark. Conclusion: your internal light. The story of Elian and the lanterns reminds us of a powerful truth. Life will try to break you, will send storms to blow out your flame and winds to shatter your glass. But if you think big, if you see the potential in your struggles and the wisdom in your scars, you become unbreakable. Don't wait for a perfect life to start shining. Take your broken pieces, your failed attempts, and your weary heart, and mend them with hope. Because when the great storm comes, and it always does, the world won't be saved by those with perfect lanterns. It will be saved by those who learned how to glow through the cracks. Think big, protect your flame, and remember, a mended light shines farther than one that has never known the dark.